welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what was the purpose of that particular person in your life. So you've got three options to choose from. Group 1, you've got this yellow card over here that says enlightenment, and this is the image. Group 2, you've got the green card that says perception, and this is your image. Group 3, you've got the red card that says acceptance, and this is your image. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi Group 1, so if you guys chose this card, first let's take a look at your oracle cards to find out what was the purpose of that person in your life. So the cards that came out for you are emotional loss, imagine, broken heart, and inner peace. This is serious. Group 1, whoever this individual is that you're asking about, they've made you go through hell. They've put you through a lot. I mean, we've got emotional loss over here, plus we've got broken heart. So it's almost as if, and plus all of this imagery over here, I won't even say that you've spent many sleepless nights on this person, because that's a given when I look at these cards. It seems like this person put you through something that became very repetitive, a toxic pattern, a toxic some temperamental thing, some temper tantrums, something along those lines. And what's to note over here with broken heart and inner peace is that the whole time that you were in a connection with this person, you were only suffering and they were only having fun. It was always you who was crying. It was always you who was feeling all of that hurt, grief, pain. It didn't bother them at all. It's like their life was going on, progressing as smoothly and as effortlessly as ever. I don't know whether they were blind to your pain or they were a sadist, so they didn't notice. But very clearly, the reason why this person was brought in your life, the lesson behind this whole ordeal, was for you to realize that nobody's, and absolutely nobody's, happiness or comfort should come at the cost of your tears. And over here, I'm not talking about the kind of hardships that our parents had to go through to give us a good upbringing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm purely talking about romantic relationships over here. One partner is constantly suffering, whereas the other partner doesn't give a rat's ass. That is not fair. When I see imagine over here with broken heart, I can also see that in this connection, you were required to give up a lot of your dreams. Time and time again, there were a lot of sacrifices that you had to make. For example's sake, let's say that you and this person, you guys met in City A. City A had your heart, all right? You had decided to spend the rest of your life there because that's how badly you were in love with that particular place. You got a fantastic job offer over there too. Those guys were ready to pay you well, ready to pay you the price that you wanted. But your partner was hell-bent on moving to City B, and they gave you an ultimatum. You either pick the job or you pick me, because I'm not going to stay back with you in City A because of your stupid job. So you waved goodbye to your job. You waved goodbye to your lifelong dream of settling down in your hometown. You packed your bags and you went after your partner to City B, where, of course, as we can see over here with these heavy energies, that they made your life miserable. Another thing over here with imagine, and especially considering the fact how coyly imagine is sandwiched between emotional loss and broken heart, whenever they did find you crying, or whenever they did find you questioning them or their methods, they would lie to you. All right, they would paint this very clear picture of, just hang in there, I'm working towards our future, or this is how our life will be. And you bought all of that out of hope, out of faith, out of love, I don't know. But you bought the lies that they sold. They sold you some idea, but then they never delivered on it. And the lesson over here, the reason why this person was brought in your life was to help you understand, firstly, like I said, they're not worth hindering your peace and butchering your heart over. Nobody is, for that matter. And two, once that person left your life, once that connection got over, and although yes, you were fresh out of a breakup, for the first time in a long time, you felt peace. You felt a lot of happiness, relaxation, as if some burden had been lifted off from you. And in that moment, Spirit hoped that you would realize that you don't need anybody. You might want a partner, but you don't need anyone to make you happy. Your happiness depends upon you and the choices that you make. Another lesson that was meant to come out of this connection was that you shouldn't give up on what you want for the sake of someone else. If their dreams are important, why aren't your dreams important? And maybe this was a pattern not just with this particular person, but perhaps with exes before this as well, wherein you would always, ever since you started dating, you would constantly keep on making compromises for your partners, and they would never do any such thing in return. How not to trust someone for the face value is another thing that this connection was meant to teach you. Because like I said over here with Imagine, when you first started seeing this person, or when you participated with them in their goals and in their dreams, like I said, they fabricated reality a lot. They twisted a lot of points to suit their particular narrative. And so now when this connection got over, it helped you to understand that you shouldn't blindly trust whatever anybody is saying if they do not have any concrete proof to back that up. An example that comes to mind is that, let's go back to the previous one. When you had moved with this person to a different city, they might have asked you to give them your jewelry, and they might have said that, I'm going to sell this, get some money, and book a house for us. And you did not question them further. You gave them your jewelry, they sold it, but then they never utilized that money on booking a house or booking a car for you guys. They spent it all on themselves, on their friends, on their vices, who knows. You neither did you get your jewelry back, nor did you ever find out exactly penny by penny where did that money go. And I think ever since you've been out of this particular connection, not only have you been much, much more happier, overall, in fact, also your health might have improved, not just your mental health, but your physical health also might have significantly improved after coming out of this particular connection. And now, it isn't that easy for anybody to sway you with sweet talks, because you know better. Also, you've learned how to put yourself first, how to put your own needs, your own goals, your own aspirations first. Alright, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So we have the King of Swords over here, 5 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and Wheel of Fortune. With Wheel of Fortune over here, I don't necessarily want to throw in the words, oh, this was a karmic connection or something, but somewhere, because we've got destiny playing a huge role over here, I think it was needed for you to learn this lesson through this person. Otherwise, that cycle of always putting other people's needs before you would have continued and could have even gone from bad to worse, perhaps with some other partner. So it needed to stop. I can see with King of Swords over here and 5 of Wands, whoever it is that you're asking about, especially because we've also got 3 of Cups over here, this connection outright, it was very toxic. Break up, patch up, nasty fights and then make up sex, things like that. And this partner of yours, regardless of whether they were a masculine or feminine, they were very dominating. They were very aggressive, and they were very mean with their words. They would say things that would haunt you for a very long time, and you would cry. You would think to yourself, how can they say something so nasty to me? They claim to be in love with me. How can they treat me this way? But they did, without any guilt at that. And again, with 5 of Wands over here and 3 of Cups, each time you would try to fight for your rights, I would say, or each time you would try to take a stand for yourself, they would shush you. With 3 of Cups over here, they were very good at pacifying you. And this brings me to the Imagine card over here. Imagine. The minute they knew that, oh, Group 1's getting suspicious, or Group 1 might walk out on me, they would do things or say things to keep you there, to keep you stuck with them. But you were meant to break out of that cycle, and you did successfully. Another lesson over here, of course, with King of Swords is to not, through this person, through this experience, you learned that it is not okay to place your power in someone else's hands. Nobody has the right to disrespect you. Nobody has the right to treat you like you're shit. Nobody has the right to treat you like a doormat. And nobody has the right to gaslight you, because maybe that is also something that they did over here with 5 of Wands. Each time you would try to put your point forth, put your point across, they might have gaslighted you, tricked you into believing that you were wrong and not them. And of course, through this person, you also realized that sometimes a mere sorry or a mere hug does not make up for the damage. You cannot slap someone and then say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, please don't leave me. That's not how it works. So, needless to say, this connection had many difficult lessons, but the 2 good takeaways over here, firstly with inner peace, are that you're much better off without this person, and I can see that you are doing pretty well without them. And 2, with Wheel of Fortune and 3 of Cups, better days are waiting ahead for you in your love life. You were never meant to be with someone as messy, chaotic, and toxic as this person. You deserve a very harmonious, beautiful, well-balanced connection. That is what you deserve. That is what's in your destiny. And that is what you're attracting right now, ever since you've let go of this energy. Alright? So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it on in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so that you don't miss out on new uploads. You can follow me on Instagram to watch more tarot readings from me. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through Instagram, WhatsApp, or email. All those details are given in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, if you guys chose this card, first let's take a look at your oracle cards to find out why was that person sent in your life, what was the purpose behind this. So the cards that came out for you are Stand Your Ground, Treasure Island, Financial Constraints, and Pleasure. Wow. Was this a partner or was this a parasite? As I can see over here, Group 2, this person only took from you. They took your peace, they took your love, they took your energy, they took your attention, and quite possibly they took lots of money from you as well. Now, of course, if they claimed to be in love with you, and if it was a partnership or even a marriage or a romantic relationship of any capacity, you might not have given it a second thought, before giving them your money. In fact, wow. So what I'm being told, Group 2, is that when you started dating this person, they told you that they had a very flamboyant lifestyle. Alright? Man, I'm getting Tinder Swindler. That was the name of that documentary, right? From your spread. Someone who claimed to be very successful, claimed to be very rich, gave you a lot of false promises, but then once you were in the trap, once they knew that you had fallen for them, they started looting you. They started taking money from you. Different excuses. Oh, I'm falling short of money for my mom's treatment. Oh, I need money for some some EMI, or there are bad people after me, and if I don't repay their debt, they can cause serious damage to not just me but to you as well. So I'm doing this for you. I need this money to protect us. And with pleasure, while they sunk you into debt, they were going on having fun. In fact, I'm being told with financial constraints and pleasure, the whole time that they were with you, they might have simultaneously been living a double life that you were not even aware of. A totally different lifestyle, a different set of friends, very, very different places of hanging out that you were never aware of. They kept you in the dark, is what I'm being told. Also, with stand your ground over here, they didn't really talk much about themselves or about their background or about their family. In fact, whenever you tried to probe too much into it, they might have pushed you away. Oh, I don't like to talk about it. Oh, that's a touchy topic for me. Let's not just go there. Don't kill my mood with that. But it is because they were hiding this other aspect of theirs from you. In fact, I'm being told over here with Treasure Island and financial constraints, if you think it was some coincidence that this person fell in your laps or encountered you, had an encounter with you at a particular place, or just basically your meeting, they planned it. They knew who you were all along. They knew you were doing well for yourself. In fact, for a lot of you, they even knew how much money you were making. So it was all very, very deliberate on their part. And your lesson in all of this, the reason why this person was sent in your life, was to help you understand that it is okay to be kind, it is okay to be generous, but you must know where to draw the line, where to put up boundaries. If someone is constantly just going on taking and taking and taking from you, not just money, but everything else apart from that also, your energy, your effort, and there is absolutely no reciprocity, there are no particular documents to show you where all of that money of yours is gone, you need to know when to stop. Another lesson in this for you was to be able to be strong enough to say no. All right, because maybe that is something that you struggled with. You do not know how to say no to people, and not just this particular person, generally people for that matter. And I'm being told that this particular individual, they mapped your weaknesses pretty quickly. They knew that you were very, very generous. They knew that you were a very kind person. They knew that they could guilt trip you easily, and they knew that they could weave this elaborate sob story and you will do whatever it is that they want. Through this connection, because of this particular relationship or friendship or whatever else this was, you're not being asked to stop being who you are. You're not being asked to never help anybody again, or never trust anybody again, or suddenly turn your heart into stone. You do not have to do that, because that's who you are. That's who you are to your core. But you must learn where to stop, and you must learn when to say no. You must learn to say enough is enough. That is the theme of this reading of yours, Group 2. I don't know if you've gotten your money back from this person. I don't know if you guys are still in touch or not. It's quite possible that they might have blocked you or ghosted you from everywhere, or you might have done the same when you found out their reality. I can see over here with pleasure being your closing card for the oracle spread that you're very, very glad that they're out of your life, but you're not able to convince your mind about it. Like, your mind sometimes gets very restless when it thinks about this person and this connection, as if something's missing, but your heart seems to be at peace. Your heart seems to be very, very okay and comfortable with the fact that this particular individual is not around, because somewhere I'm being told that your gut feeling or your intuition always knew that this person isn't really who they're claiming to be, and this connection can be pretty parasitic in nature. Alright, Let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we've got the Page of Wands, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and 9 of Wands. Maybe some of you were married to this person, and the entire responsibility, job, income, EMIs, bills, payments, raising the kids, debt, tuition fee, everything, it was all on you. You were single-handedly running this household and they had zero contribution in it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are many families wherein, one partner works and the other partner doesn't, and that's okay. They know what they're doing. But in your case, it's like this person wasn't even trying, right? It was just a bunch of false promises that were being given to you. They were slowly sucking you dry of all of that money, of all of that reserve. You were going out, working, slogging your ass over there, then coming back home, tidying up the house, looking after the kids. This was a very absentee partner as well as an absentee parent. But somewhere I think with the 10 of Pentacles being present over here, the reason maybe why it took you, however long it took you to get out of this connection, was because of the fact that you guys were legally together. And this is just for those of you who are married to this person. If you were not, still, I can see that with 10 of Pentacles over here, you really, really valued your relationship or your connection with this individual. And I can see with 10 of Wands over here in Treasure Island, for a significant amount of time, you were okay with carrying their burden. You were okay with taking care of them, providing for them. But it did turn into struggle. That nice dream, it did break. The rose-tinted glasses did fall off eventually. And I think, and I'm being told that the breaking point arrived when you saw, maybe like the image that I'm seeing is of you coming back very, very tired and frustrated and irritated and anxious about something from work or wherever, and you enter the house and this person is just chilling on the couch, not doing anything. The house is in shambles. And maybe that was like that eye-opening moment for you, like, what the hell am I doing with this person? What am I doing with my life? Why am I still with them? That could have triggered a lot of emotions in you, I'm being told. With 10 of Wands over here, another purpose behind you encountering this person, the reason why they were sent in your life, was to help you understand that you do not have to do everything all by yourself. And especially for people who do not deserve it at all. Someone who genuinely cannot look after themselves, someone who genuinely cannot help them, go ahead, shower them with all of that compassion and kindness that you have in your heart. But be wise enough to know who really needs you and who doesn't. Who needs you and who's just using you. And there's a difference between the two. With 9 of Wands over here and 10 of Pentacles, this was a harsh lesson, no doubt. But another lesson over here was for you to understand that not every person or not every connection, not every relationship is worth it. Not every person is worth that effort. Not every person is worth that struggle. Through this connection, through this person, you also became a better judge of character. When you first met this person, you could have noticed signs of immaturity in them. But at that time, you might have pushed that voice to the back of your head and you might have told yourself, oh, maybe that's just how they are, or they seem to be very sprightly, they seem to be a very fun-loving individual. But the signs of their immaturity and the signs of them never being serious about life at all had always been there. So what you've taken from this connection is that you have to keep your eyes and ears open when you're first interacting with someone. So because of this connection, you've learned where to draw boundaries. You've learned how to say no to people. You've learned how to not let anybody misuse the goodness of your heart. you've learned that not everyone who sweet talks you is really worth it. Not everyone who's being nice to you on your face, really values you, loves you, or respects you. And of course, you've become more vigilant about the obvious red flags that show up when you're first interacting with someone. A lot of you, I feel like with Pleasure and Ten of Pentacles, might have already moved on with someone much, much better. A lot of you might have are already happily settled with someone else, but maybe this was one question that sometimes did come back to haunt you, like why did that particular episode happen? So I hope today's reading answered some of that. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon when you do so, so that you do not miss out on any new uploads. If you want to watch more tarot readings from me, you can do so on Instagram. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through Instagram, WhatsApp, or email. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 3, if you guys chose this card, first let's take a look at your oracle cards to find out what was the purpose of that person in your life. So the cards that came out for you are the Waiting Game, Chop Wood, the Thinking Man, and Trust. Alright. Wow. I won't be surprised, Group 3, if you tell me that you spent literally years hoping that this person would have a change of heart, but they didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me that you waited on this person for years, that they'll come back, they'll apologize, they'll do this and they'll do that, but they didn't. They took your trust, tossed it in the river. With the Waiting Game over here and Trust, I will go ahead and say that you blindly trusted this person. And I can see why. I don't entirely blame you, of course. With the Thinking Man over here, whoever this was, you were dealing with a very shrewd, with a very, very cunning individual. Very crafty. Nothing that came out of their mouth, no word, no phrase, was accidental. Tell me if this person used to talk slowly, alright? And there was a reason behind it. It's because every sentence, every phrase would first go through this grammar check, you can say. Not a grammar check, exactly. In their mind before they would blurt it out. 9 out of 10 times, they did not say what they meant. 9 out of 10 times, they said what they thought would be good for you or okay for you or the best thing to say to just keep you there. Alright? They knew what they were doing. They knew that they had you stuck. They did not do anything about it. In fact, with Trust over here and the Waiting Game, they might have made one false promise after the other, continuously, and you kept on trusting and hoping and waiting that they will show up, that they will act on their words. But like I said, they never did so. Look at how this Thinking Man over here is also holding these crystals in his hand, and he's looking at them. Whoever this person was, they knew that they'd got you in their trap. And it was a trap. I think this person, not only, like I said, they were very cunning, not only were they very shrewd. Wow, I just lost track of what I was going to say. Yeah, they knew what they wanted from you. Alright? Their actual intentions versus what they told you, it was all very, very different. And, I'm getting such weird vibes from this dude over here today. I'm going to go ahead and say that this individual, I don't know whether to call it sadism or whatnot, they liked to have people under their control. It gave them some weird sort of pleasure to know that there is at least one person out there who will never doubt them, who will never question them, and who will go ahead and do whatever it is that they want. They put in a lot of time and they put in a lot of effort to first win your trust, because they knew that that was the key. And once they had that, they knew that, the bird was in the cage. And when I say bird in the cage, Spirit says that you were important. You were important for this person, not in the sense of, oh, I love them so they're important to me. No. In general, you might be someone group 3 who's very, very resourceful. Someone who has a very good network, very good contacts, a lot of money, maybe well settled and whatnot. So they knew that without winning your trust, they will never be able to get stuff done from you. Wow. Okay, so this is another specific message that I just got. You have a very good reputation, all right? You have a very, very good image in your community. And this person, they're shady. They would use you as a shield, all right? They knew that if they were your partner, or if they were hanging out with you, or if they were dating you, nobody would raise fingers at them, all right? Nobody would point fingers at them, because they'd be like, but they were group 3. There's no way in hell that they did that. I'm hearing burglary, all right? So this person might have literally stolen something from someone, but nobody could have even imagined that they would turn out to be the thief, simply because you were in everybody's good books and they were with you. Also, with the waiting game and Chopwood being right next to each other, I can see that there were moments when you did try to take an exit from this connection, but they didn't let you. And this is where it gets interesting. They didn't beg you to stay. They never forced you to stay. Heck, they didn't even cry or drop at your feet to ask you to stay. They simply spun a web of words, and before you knew it, you were hypnotized. Not actual hypnosis, but you know what I mean. You've seen this in movies and cartoons. Someone is talking to you. Before you know it, you're doing exactly what it is that they'd asked you to do, and you did not even realize what just happened. It's like you spaced out during that conversation. They took control over your mind. So this person, A-grade manipulator. They know how to get shit done from other people. The reason why they were brought into your life, man, firstly, it was to help you understand that not everyone who's being good to you is worth trusting. Snakes walk amongst us. What's that other saying? I wouldn't say wolf in a sheepskin. I like wolves, so I like snakes also, but you know what I mean. Shady people. They pretend to be your friend, but they'll bite you the first chance that they get. So that was lesson number 1. They do not trust everyone who's being sweet to you, good to you. This does not mean that you suddenly have to have trust issues, which, by the way, if you tell me you have now, again, wouldn't be surprised, totally understandable where that's coming from. Secondly, with the waiting game over here in Chopwood, tell me how many times have you seen a wait or move on reading for this person, and each time it says move on, move on, move on, but you're not able to. You might not have been able to, because we do have Chopwood over here, so perhaps you have finally moved on from this person. But the lesson was to never ever put your life on hold for someone else. No matter how perfect they might be on papers, even if they're like the textbook definition of your dream person, they're still not worth it. They're still not putting your life on hold. Also with Chopwood, another purpose, another reason why this person was sent in your life was to help you understand when to let go of things. Like how sometimes we're friends with someone and then there's a quarrel. It's just not the same again, but we're so used to them that even though we're not feeling happy, we still hang out with them. and it's just not the same. But out of habit or whatever, we continue to do it, even though we shouldn't have gone back to them. And that is what I'm being reminded of over here with chop wood. You did get opportunities to cut this person off, but out of habit, or like I said, because this person was a very big manipulator, so they might have manipulated you into staying back. You couldn't. You missed that point back then, but you know it now. So in your future relationships, you will know when to pack your bags and leave, instead of staying, waiting, and suffering. And of course, you know now that you must never ever blindly trust anybody. And with the thinking man over here, of course, another lesson behind this whole thing was to not give away your power or your control to someone else, and to always be very, very mindful of the promises that you're making to someone. When I see acceptance over here, the card that you chose, and when I see the thinking man, and look at how there's this ghostly lady behind the woman in acceptance card, it's like this person might have convinced you to believe that you cannot do anything by yourself. It's like you need them, even though you didn't. That was another lesson. When you got out of this connection and you started doing things on your own and you thrived, you got that aha moment that, hey, I never really needed them. I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone to constantly tell me what is right for me or what isn't. I can make my own decisions. So somewhere they took away that independence from you as well, which you have now regained successfully. All right. Let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Okay, so I'm hearing a couple of different things, apart from the barking, of course. So when I saw the 9 of Cups, the first thing that I heard was, be careful what you wish for. And when I saw the Judgment card, the first thing that I heard was that not every chapter or not every story is worth rereading. And I think these were some of the major themes that for this connection. 7 of Pentacles, being the card of patience, takes me back to the waiting game over here. It's like you kept on nurturing a connection that you weren't really getting anything out of. Imagine a gardener that's going on watering a plant. It's not growing, it's not dying either, but it's definitely not growing. There are no seeds, no fruits, no flowers, nothing. But the gardener is going on convincing himself that, in due course of time, and it'll happen. Maybe not this season, the next season, then the next season. But it never does. So much of, fertilizer, manure, water, whatever else is spent on it, but nothing comes out of it. And that is pretty much what happened with you and this person. You kept on nurturing this connection. You kept on doing your bit. Maybe there was no reciprocity. You did not really get anything out of it. Hope is a bitch sometimes, And I think you might have used this phrase an awful lot whenever you discussed this connection with someone. Now, the reason why I heard be careful what you wish for with 9 of Cups is because there are a lot of people who like serious, broody people. That is a type. All right? But not every serious, broody person is good. Some of them are very cunning. And that is what you couldn't figure out initially, of course. Also, with the 4 of Pentacles over here, it's like you stayed inside this box, inside this reality that this thinking man might have created for you. What they told you, you believed that. You did not, I'm not saying that you never questioned them. Even if you did, maybe you got very easily convinced by whatever reply they gave to you. So you kept buying that. And I'm also being told with Judgment over here that there was an instance in this connection wherein you did get out of it, but they showed at your doorstep again and you took them back in, and that was a mistake that you maybe sometimes regret even now, that why did I give them a second chance? I shouldn't have. So this was another reason. Sometimes sometimes people crib about, why am I being sent similar types of people over and over and over again? When will this stop? It's because you haven't learned the lesson. You're clearly missing something. You're missing perhaps the same point over and over and over again. And spirit, maybe they're a heart master, who knows? So they will keep on giving you those lessons till the time they're convinced that you have finally broken out of that cycle. This connection also taught you where to not give. If you know the traditional representation of the Four of Pentacles, you will remember this guy who's sitting with all of these coins very tightly kept to his, he's holding them close to his chest, right? So it's pretty much like that. Do not give to the wrong people. Do not give into the wrong situations. And again, like I said with Judgment over here, that point that I was making earlier, that once you got separated from this person, they came back and you took them back. And the cycle repeated itself again till this time you learned that, oh shit, I had made a mistake. I mustn't do that. I don't think you have really made this mistake ever since, because of course you've learned from it not once but twice. So that's good. But of course the reason why this person was sent in your life was primarily, due to these reasons. Do not trust anyone blindly. Do not put your life on hold for anyone. Be careful what you wish for. And like I said with Judgment over here, not every connection, not every chapter, not every story is worth revisiting. Some things, some places, once you're out of that place, or once you're out of that situation, once you're out of that connection, that is it. Close the door. Of course, this does not mean that you have to be, mean or rude to them whenever you see them in public. If you want to acknowledge their presence, you can, but then that's it. Only keep it to a humane level. No need to get personal. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so that you do not miss out on new uploads. If you want to watch more tarot readings from me, you can do so on Instagram. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through Instagram, WhatsApp, or email. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.